Okay, so we are ready to do Chapter 2, Exercise 1, the adjustable support. So we're going to come in and start a new drawing. Now again, I want this to, according to the instructions that were given, unless it's otherwise specified, that all dimensions are inches. So we got to click the drop down arrow here and make sure that you open up the imperial drawing template instead of the metric drawing template. That way it'll already be in inches for us, and we'll be able to go from there. So, and the usual, sometimes as you're getting into this and using the web version, sometimes it takes longer to load, sometimes it's shorter to load. So uh, just bear that in mind, have some patience. Depends on how many people are, I suppose, accessing AutoCAD servers at the moment to do it. So, all right, so we are in our screen and our drawing panel. I'm going to type in units so we can go in and make sure that we set these. Now notice when this one comes in, it comes in as an architectural drawing. So we're going to change that to decimal. And our precision here will be 3-place precision. Decimal degrees here, 0 here. Let's just double check to see what object snaps. Right now we've only got the center and tangent, which I will probably also want some endpoints here. So I'm going to check endpoints too. They're usually a good one to have, and I'll just keep those for right now. On polar tracking, we don't need our preferences. Again, this light or dark is up to you, and whether you want your tool ribbon to be displayed up top or nested into one of the properties pages is up to you. So we'll go ahead and click down, and we need to systematically think about how we're going to solve this. And to help us out, we're going to draw on different layers. So I'm going to click on my layers property menu over here, and I've got the 0 layer, what we refer to as the object layer. I'm going to click the plus button here. We're going to add a hidden line layer. So I'm going to make the hidden line layer green. And notice the object line layer is still active, so I will have to left click on the hidden line, go down to the line types right here, make that a hidden line, and then that one's good. So let's go and create the next layer here. Next is going to be center lines. So I got my center line layer. We're going to make that red. Click back on your center line, and let's change this to the center line type. We will also add our dimension line layer. That will be that light blue or cyan color. When we double check to make sure, we'll see that's already a continuous line. And then our last layer for right now is the construction line layer. And I will make the construction lines red as well. To differentiate those from the center lines, they're going to be a continuous line. Leave the default settings the same on all of them. All right, so now we can kind of close that property manager page down, and we will start to think about how we're going to access this particular drawing, where our 0, 0 is as we go on there. And you'll see we've got some other things going on. So as I look at that, I got some center lines. So I'm going to go ahead and make my center line layer active. So, and we're going to start just like it's here. You know, the axis there, we're going to kind of draw some lines here on our axes. So I'm going to start with a line. Now notice again to specify first point here. So I'm going to go vertical at the y-axis first. So I'm going to go 0, 5, enter. Now again, I'm zoomed way out. So let's kind of push down and pan over to bring your x0, y0 in the center, and then you can kind of zoom in on it to see where you're at. And this line type, again, we'll just use 10. So I'm going to hit 10 for the line length, tab over, 90 degrees, and enter. Right click, confirm to escape out of it. So there is that center line. Go ahead and place one now on the x-axis. So in this case, my first point is going to be -5 in the x, comma 0 in the y. Click on that, move over, again the same thing here. We're going to go 10, tab 10 for the line length, tab over for 0 degrees here, and enter. Move your cursor on your mouse and right click, confirm to get out of that particular part right there. Now, some other center lines that I'm going to do. Notice we also have a center line that shows us and is at 40 degrees from the x-axis. So we can put that in as well. So let's go back to our draw line. Now, in this case, notice I only have endpoints selected, so it won't let me object snap. I would have to go back to object snap and turn intersection on. I don't need to in this case because I know that this is going to be 0, comma 0, or the x 0, y 0, and enter that. Now, in this case here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this at a 5 inches as well. So I'm going to say 5-inch line length, and we'll tab that over, and we see what the angle is right there on our handout. So that's 40 degrees. Enter. Place that line. I can right click confirm or right click cancel to get out of it. So that gives me 3 of the construction lines that I'm going to use. But there's one other center line that I think will be kind of helpful for us to use there as well. And that is the radius, the 3-inch radius in an arc. Now, I'll be honest, on AutoCAD, the web version here, this arc is not as easy to kind of use. So there's some differences there to that. So I'm going to steer away from that for just a few minutes. We're going to stop to think again here about how we might be able to just use some clues in the drawing that we have to kind of place some of these features. And you'll see we've got what's referred to as a hole or some type of a hub. We've got a slot and kind of a hub and a cutout there. So I'm going to stop here with this video. We're going to come back in and we're going to pick up some of the other lines and start to talk about how we can place some of those other points next. But right now we've got the basics down. We've got some of our center lines put in there. Our drawing units and settings are set, so we're good to go with that.